SP, 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 Convo, SP, Convo, SP, Convo, SP, Convo. Let's do it. Welcome back, people. Welcome back. Yeah, today I said I got a special one, you know? I got to talk about my guy, Tucker Carlson. I was intrigued by Tucker Carlson. I first started following Tucker Carlson during the pandemic. During the pandemic, I first started following Tucker Carlson. And I don't know. I think at the time I was very curious, looking for answers. And I had to work every day, overtime. A lot of people didn't show up for work. So, I listened to the other guy. I was intrigued by him in the beginning, but then the way Tucker Carlson was breaking it down, I was like, wow, let me look more into him. Then to find out, Tucker Carlson grew up with his father and his brother, and his father was in the CIA. I said, this man is very informative, man. Let me stay close to him. And I just was so intrigued with the words that he said. Not that they was highly profound words. They was basic words, but it's like he was talking to me. It's like he was saying, SP, you're gonna come out of this, man. It is what it is, but you're gonna come out of this. You're gonna get your bearings right, you're gonna get your mind set, and you're gonna push. Now I know Tucker Carlson went to school and he had a lot of views because I used to watch him every day, whether it's on social media, old clippings of his. When I missed his show, when it came on, if I got home too late, I just wait till the next day, watched it, listened to my Bluetooth, and I was saying, yeah, this man right here, he got it. He's smart. Yeah, I like the way he break it down. So, for me to recently see um, a show of his and see that he was friends with Hunter Biden, that took me back. He knew Hunter Biden for about 30 years, a little over 30 years. I said, what? Now, don't get me wrong. I know Tucker said over and over and over he knows a lot of people in Congress. I get that. I just didn't think that he knew Hunter Biden like that. For whatever the reason. So I said, Hunter Biden knows Tucker. Tucker knows Hunter Biden. Wait, I think all them people in the office know each other. Trump, Biden, Tucker, Bush, Obama, Kamala Harris. The list go on. I said, wait, yeah, this is why I like Tucker Carlson. To me, Tucker Carlson is a person that, regardless of skin color, I'm not bringing skin color into this, man. The character, he know how to win the people over. He know how to get people to stay glued in, stay tapped in, and keep the finger on the pulse. And just when you think it was safe, bam, here he comes with another one. So Tucker's a mystery. That's what made me intrigued with Tucker. He know how to spin the crowd, stir the pot. And a lot of things that he say, for the most part, is believable. It's believable. Because one thing about Tucker, he gonna get that information. Now, how he feel about the information or how he feel about certain things, that's his personal prerogative. That's his personal thing. But when I listen to him speak, I'm like, yeah, you got my vote, Tucker. When Tucker got fired from his position at his job, I said, oh, he got his own YouTube channel. He's bringing in the views. But I didn't know Tucker had views like that. At his former job, he had a lot of people watching him. He was getting paid a lot of money. And some of the things that he was speaking about with Trump, I was like, yeah, it makes sense, man. It makes sense. So to see him and Hunter Biden talking, I said, oh, he's against Trump? What did I miss? I missed something. So I took a step back and I said, I think Tucker may be a little bit bitter. I think he may be upset. And it's okay. He's a human being, who want to get fired from your job, who want to feel embarrassed. No matter how much the company pays you, you still was known as that top person, and now you're known as being fired from your top spot or being fired from your job. That too had me thinking. I said, all this time you aspire to be great, get a good paying job, be humble to people, get your skills up so you can make a decent salary for yourself so you can take care of yourself and your family. I said Tucker just did it on a higher pay scale. But whether you upper management or lower management, everybody wants the best. And everybody have feelings. And nobody want to have that fired list on your resume. That you got fired from your job. Nobody wants that. So I said, wow, man. Yeah. This is Tucker Get Back. And in a certain way, I think like him. I think like him. I think I'm not a malicious person. Well, I know I'm not a malicious person, but I'm saying I think in the sense of the fallback is a setup for the comeback. And if you have information and you know how to utilize your information, you definitely would be on the grand stage. So I said, what pages can I take out of Tucker book? I said I could take the page out of his book that's called Resilience to let people know I'm still here. I'm still around. So if he's upset, what better way to get at your op, as they say today, your opposition? What better way to get at your opposition than but to have your opposition on your show? Have your opposition on your show. So I got to understand the narrative. I always wanted to be a public speaker. I never was shy speaking to people. Some people might say I was antisocial. I won't say that. I'll say after I get a good understanding of who you are, I just flat out know I don't want to talk to you. Yeah, I don't want to talk to you. And I shouldn't be baited into talking to you. I should be strategic enough to know how I'm going to get away from you without making you look bad, without having me being noticed that I don't want to talk to you. And that's what Tucker's doing. Tucker is some far out place where very few people know where he live at, and he's doing his interviews and he's doing his thing. Numbers going up. It took me back when I heard Hunter and Tucker were friends. Just because you hear about the Democrats and the Republicans being at odds with each other, I think that's in front of the camera. I think behind the camera, they best friends. Family and friends all grew up with each other. They just play the game different. And this how I thought about. This how it may be. Tucker and Hunter grew up in the same area. Let's just pick a state. In Kansas. The moms, the father, the community, they all one. As they grow up, they go to different colleges. They all setting their, you know, setting their roots in these colleges. They still keep in contact. Hey, what college you in? I'm over here. What college you in? I'm over here. What state you in? I'm over here. So they brand new to these colleges and these places, but they got the connections. So he's, I think, yeah, Tucker did go to college, right? He went to college. So let's just say the college he graduated from, all those people that he met in college, they looking at him as even Steven. They on the same level, right? But he know he got the upper hand. So do Hunter Biden. Wherever these people at, they know they got the upper hand. They very privileged kids. So now they grow up, their college degree, everything is settled. Now they doing their career. It's not hard for neither one of these spoiled you kids of privilege to succeed. They have the connections. So the game plan is to act like you average or just above average, but in the future, your life is developed already. You're already taken care of. There's no shadow out of doubt. You're not gonna make money. You're not gonna have control. You're not gonna be settled for the rest of your life or secured for the rest of your life. I always wanted that. The people I've been around, my friends, they didn't have that. Most of my friends are in the same boat as me, or just probably a little bit below me, or I'm a little bit below them. Whether it be character flaws a person don't have to make them settle or fall short of things, or it just wasn't their luck. So when I seen Hunter and Tucker speak on a lot of things, I said, yeah, that's what it's about. Family, friends, and connections. Friends. How many of us have friends, real friends, true friends that want to see us escalate and progress in life? Not the friends that just want to have information on you so they could throw it in your face later on when you fall on your face. Not the friends that want to use your name and your expertise and your experience to make them feel like they won with you so they could get clout off you. Not those friends. Friends that when the chips all fall, you can make a phone call and they're there. That's real friends. And play a little bit of Tucker Carlson video, fair use, just a little bit of it, just so you can hear the good 20, 30 seconds of it to see why I was so intrigued by this.
Taken a lot of abuse for saying that, but I do. I know her, and I do. I think she's a great
as
person.
a person.
Yeah.
Forget the politics and anything, and largely why I'm sitting here. We've known each other for quite tangentially for 30 years.
Yes.
Is that she, as a human being, is a really, really good person,
Yep.
and thoughtful and generous and has a deep faith, and I just vehemently disagree with some of her positions. And it used to be that way.
I remember.
Remember? I mean, when you and I knew each other, it wasn't as if our politics were much different.
Right.
And but everything has everything changed. And I attribute.
See how Hunter said everything changed? Everything changed, but they're still sitting on on Tucker Carlson's program. He's still sitting at that man's table. I wanted to have friends like that. I wanted friends like that. That no matter what, time go by, years go by. Because I think Tucker and Hunter didn't see each other for 11 years, or they didn't speak to each other for 11 years. And look, just like nothing, they back together. Just like nothing, they back together. Now I'm gonna get into the skin color part. You see, when you have people on my skin color, once their feelings is hurt, they wish bad for you. They don't want you to have no success. They don't want to come to the table 5, 10, 20 years later. No matter what you went through, how much experience you have, people grown, raised kids, people passed away, life moved on, they still hold grudges. That's for a lot of people that have my skin color. So I guess the character that I have, my character don't match a lot of other people's character who have my skin color because I always was considered so different for having an understanding somebody like Tucker Carlson. And if I listen to Hunter Biden some more, I probably have an understanding of Hunter Biden. Hunter was talking about Candace Owens. I listened to Candace Owens. I think me and her would be compatible too, having a conversation. Because I understand talking points. I get talking points. I can see the angles and things. The reason why a lot of people that look like me don't succeed because they already have a wall put in front of them. Sabotage. That thought. Self sabotaging. Self sabotaging. That means anybody that look like me, look like them. If somebody that look like me is ahead, they can't see it. They don't want to see it. I always want to see it. I always vision myself having a large platform, captivating the world, getting the world to tune in to the things I have to say, having a dialogue, not just the basics, not just the basics of paying bills, taking your lady out, making sure your kids go to school. No, getting deep into the flaws of individuals and how we could remove those flaws to push ahead. Not the perfect world, not the perfect life, but a solid foundation. A solid foundation in living life. So I said, why did Tucker get fired from so many jobs? Because Tucker had a solid foundation. He had a plan to have a solid foundation. At least he thought he had a plan until he realized his plan wasn't going to fit inside the minds of other people who had other plans. Smart people always get challenged. Smart people always get challenged for whatever the reason. So when I was listening to Tucker Carlson had his speech about when he got fired or why he got fired, that resonated with me too. Let me get into that.
As new and pretty ugly details emerge about why Fox rated primetime star. We're hearing from Tucker Carlson for the first time since his firing.
When honest people say what's true, calmly and without embarrassment, they become powerful. At the same time, the liars who've been trying to silence them shrink and they become weaker. That's the iron law of the universe. True things prevail.
No mention there of that new reporting from the New York Times. That report says that the text messages.
Run it back. Take it back. Take it back. While it's loading up. Come on.
From Tucker Carlson for the first time since his firing.
When honest people say what's true, calmly and without embarrassment, they become powerful. At the same time, the liars who've been trying to silence them shrink and they become weaker. That's the iron law of the universe. True things prevail.
No mention there.
Mm. True things prevail. I gotta play it back one more time. One more time. I gotta play it back one more time.
Time star. We're hearing from Tucker Carlson for the first time since his firing.
When honest people say what's true, calmly and without embarrassment, they become powerful. At the same time, the liars who've been trying to silence them shrink and they become weaker. That's the iron law of the universe. True things prevail.
No.
And that's what had me captivated with Tucker Carlson. He spoke about true things, especially during 5 years ago when the slamdemic was going around. He's the first one that spoke truth, something that I needed to hear, not that I only wanted to hear, I needed to hear. Tucker Carlson Tucker Carlson just opened my eyes up to understand how connected the world is. Friends and family, phone calls, text messages, information, water cooler conversation, all that brings a healthy collection of thoughts, decisions, choices. Yeah, Tucker Carlson is the man. People don't see it now, but they'll see it later on. Because I seen it 5 years ago. I'm out.